I'm joined today by John Feigenbaum. My name is Patrick Even Perez. I'm the editor. John, of course, publisher. And I think our experience at the ANA was very good. You know, we got a lot of positive feedback. Of course, we're never, ever going to please everyone in this market, but people were generally happy with the quality of our publication, so we were very thankful and happy about that. And one of the real bright points was the new cat guide that we kind of debuted and gave away. I think we gave away more than 1,000 copies
easily
at the show. And so, John, if you wanted to talk a little bit more about the new CAC guide, like I said, I think it's something that a lot of people are aware of, but there's still probably a big segment that are maybe have never heard of it or at least not super familiar with it.
Absolutely. I mean, thank you, Patrick, first of all. And, you know, I agree. I mean, we had a great ANA show. The show itself was, I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, was like a 7, 8 in terms of attendance. We could talk about that later, but generally speaking, there could have been more people at the show. And ironically, from where we sit, the better job it feels like that we do, the less conversation we have. So the irony is that when there's people have something that they want to complain about, we get into better conversations, as perverse as that sounds. But so it was quiet for us in that regard. Most people are very content with the publications we are now putting out. They're still getting used to it because we keep coming out with so many new products, and it's exciting. And I think one of the things we could achieve in this podcast is to talk about those a little more. But we're really excited about these new publications. And as Patrick said, we've got the CAC Rare Coin Market Review that debuted or launched at the ANA show. And while it is not in partnership with CAC, we certainly had the blessing of CAC. John Albanese was very helpful in terms of working with us and give us graphics that we could, that proprietary graphics for the cover, and as well as a lot of information, not to mention that CAC itself is a big market maker in their coins, right, which pushes a lot of the levels.
Right. And just to emphasize that this is a retail guide, and our wholesale CAC pricing can still be found in the standard, monthly gray sheet wholesale guide, and also online, of course.
To some degree, right. More and more, we have CAC pricing segregated from the non-CAC because of the difference in the market levels. And while the CAC Rare Coin Market Review is designed, published for collectors, so it's collector-based pricing, hence the CPG value, the interesting thing about it, of course, is that we don't have a complimentary wholesale guide. There are some CAC prices in the gray sheet, but not comprehensive. So one almost has to scratch their head and say, are we going to end up doing that too? I sort of hope not. The prices are all online, although, collectors are still telling us they like it in print form. But hopefully for now, this will suffice. And people love the publication. I love the publication, really proud of it. And our team did just a fantastic job putting it together. So that was great. I would say back to the show a little bit, and to ANA and Long Beach, and we're generally in this kind of downhill end of year part of the schedule where there are fewer shows. The whole year always seems front end loaded.
Yes.
Which I don't really quite understand. I think it's more historic than anything.
Right. And fun has just become like this kind of monster that people almost spend 2 months preparing for. Mm-hmm. Therefore, it slows the end of the prior year.
Right. Dealers are just exhausted sort of after ANA. You'd say it's August. There's 4 or 5 more months. And dealers are really just kind of riding it out at that point. And this is for decades, I recall. The Baltimore show in November is going to be a good show. It's always a decent show. We expect it to be well attended. But that's kind of an oasis in the whole dearth of shows in the final part of the year.
Right.
People prepare.
And speaking of the exhaustion part on the side of dealers, we definitely saw at ANA the wholesale business was very active. Couple of dealers told us they were having 12-hour, 14-hour days trading, whereas the retail side, like as you mentioned earlier, was kind of quiet as far as foot traffic and people actually physically at the show.